today's video, we're going to go through this quiz funnel by Noom. I think it's a really good example of a well-executed quiz. They're using this as the landing page for their ads. They're asking really good questions. They're using the answers and all of the data they gather from their visitors to build personalized summary profiles, which work really well in getting people to commit to the solution. And they're also using really good info commitment steps and education steps, which I'm going to show you what I mean by going through the quiz, to also make sure they commit the person to going through the quiz and actually buying the solution at the end. We build similar quiz funnels for 7 to 9 figures e-commerce DTC brands. So if you want something similar built for your brand, then book a call with the first link in the description. And let's go through this, starting with the first question. They are a weight loss company, and obviously the first thing they want to ask you is, what is your weight loss goal? They want to frame you into a goal, into a commitment that you take with this quiz right here. So once you basically select one of these options, you decide you are the person that is going to achieve or needs to get this goal, this outcome, and you're basically committing to going through this because you selected, you already have in mind what is your dream, what's your goal, what's the outcome that you really want out of this. I'm not the customer persona. For this, I'm watching as a external kind of entity to this. We're going to select just a few answers randomly to see what happens, and we're going to understand why something like this might appeal to the customer persona, to the customer avatar that needs something like this. So let's select lose 11 to 20 kg. The first questions are always trying to understand the identity and the actual person, the actual visitor that's going through this. So they ask you the goal. They ask you all of these questions. So for example, here, your sex, your gender, your goal, all the stuff will be reused later as data and in the actual steps of the quiz, because there's 2 levels of personalization. There's the personalization level where you ask all of the questions and then you use the data to personalize the summary. And there's also a first layer of personalization that you can use, where based on the selected answers, based on the answers that the customers and the visitors select, you also personalize the questions that you're asking the person. If someone selects, for example, they're a woman, then you're going to ask specific questions that only apply to women during the quiz. So there are 2 layers of personalization you can use here. There's the first one, changing the quiz based on the answer. There's the second one, keeping the quiz the same, but changing the summary profile and using the data to build a personalized summary profile. So again, let's go here, selecting man in the 20s. Let's just give some random data here. So they're obviously trying to understand everything about your person and your identity first, and what's your current situation. Here, first thing that we can notice in the weight selection step, first of all, here, this subtext here, we don't mean to pry, we just need to know so we can build a plan that's right for you. They're already trying to like basically calm you down. Obviously, someone asking your weight for the customer persona, for the customer profile that's going through this, might be something that's a little bit emotional or a touchy subject, since we're obviously talking about weight loss, but they're already telling you that this is for your goods. So they're trying to build a plan that's right for you. And also, as soon as you input the weight, thank you for sharing. That's an important and hard first step. They're already getting you to commit hard to this. They're already getting you to emotionally be available to this quiz and this thing, getting to the end of it, providing a solution that might be helpful for you. So really good weight input step here. Next step, do you have any of the following conditions? Here they're trying to understand if there is any other condition that's going on in your life. It might be related to weight loss or weight in general. It might be not related. They're trying to understand your general profile, if there is anything else that they can actually offer you at the end based on what you answer here. So if you only need stuff for weight loss, then they're going to give you a specific offer at the end. If you select, for example, let's say testosterone deficiency or high blood pressure and stuff like that, they can offer you, if they have other products at the end in the offer that match your conditions. So definitely good, obviously, to get again a general identity and a general customer persona here that's going through the quiz. First info / education / commitment step. As soon as you answer here, really glad you shared. Weight loss is an important goal, but Noom's mission is helping you get healthier, whatever that is for them. Basically, they're thanking you for sharing. If you have any other condition, weight loss is obviously the first and main important one, but Noom's mission is helping people get healthier, whatever that is for them. So if you have any other conditions, they're going to help you with it. They're going to take care of you. This is the emotional response to something like this. When you read something like this, you feel like something or someone is taking care of you, and they're doing that here. You can select next and go to the next question. Have you ever been diagnosed with diabetes? Again, you ask this question to tailor your program, everything based on personalization, based on making sure that you're building something that's dialed for the specific person going through the quiz. Do you have an active diagnosis of an eating disorder? Specifically, I'm very connected, obviously, to the weight loss. If you have bulimia, they can if you have bulimia, for example, they can handle this certain way, anorexia a certain other way, other diagnosis, different ways to handle your weight loss problem. And so they need to ask all these questions to understand first all that's related to weight loss. Another info / education, this commitment step. You're in trusted hands. This is a social proof actually step. You're not alone. We've helped 3.6 million people lose weight, and here actual statistical data with an asterisk here. New subscribers who lost at least 2% of their original weight as of October 2021. So basically, they're reinforcing their authority, the social proof, and the fact that their solution work, and you are in good hands, you're in trusted hands, you're with people that know what they're doing, and by going through this, by committing to this, you're going to get a solution that's personalized for you. Let's click on continue here. What's your ideal weight that you want to reach? Here we get to another really good input step. So first they ask you your current weight and your current situation. Now they're getting you to input in your ideal weight and your future situation, your future commitment, and also what they're doing, which is really good here. First of all, they're giving a recommended weight range based on what you put in as your current situation. So they're trying to give you a reference range for what would be a good weight for your current situation, for your height, and for your current weight. And then also here they add under it, using data from real Noom users. They have real data of real people that actually underwent their procedure, their process, and got results. We predict when you hit your target weight if you follow your custom plan and adopt a healthy lifestyle. The results of this survey are not guaranteed, and Noom users typically lose 0.5 to 1 kg per week. They're telling you, if you give us proper information, if you give us actually everything about you, then we're going to give you a specific prediction of when you hit your target weight and how much you're going to be able to lose in terms of weight, in terms of your weight loss rate, if you give us correct information and the actual information you have. So basically getting you again to commit to this very strongly and to make sure that you're fully bought into this. So by the time you reach the end, by the time you reach the offer at the end, you're ready to buy and you're ready to go through. Since we put 85 kg in the current weight, let's say we put something like 70 here. Again, reinforcement, great. We're excited to help you hit your goals. Again, commitment is the name of the game with quizzes. You need to get them to click on next and to always get to the next question, the next question, the next question. And by the end, they should be fully committed to going through with this. This is the goal with quizzes. It's really important. Here we have an information step. Noom creates a long-term results through habit and behavior change, not restrictive dieting. As you can see here, dynamic graph here, really good. It pops up immediately to the eye. Here they're basically trying to objection handle another solution that is common for something like weight loss, which is restrictive dieting. A lot of people that obviously need to lose weight might have tried, I'd say probably all of them might have tried stuff like restrictive dieting. They're basically showing you here that they're handing the objection that I've already tried restrictive diets or stuff like that. I wasn't able to lose weight, or what they're showing here in the graph is that even if they lost weight, then they rebound after it. And here what they're telling you is if you go with Noom, it will create long-term results and habit and behavior change, which is what a lot of these types of people or the customer persona that might go through this is probably missing. Because if you go through with restrictive diets, then you get to you eat again and then you rebound, you gain again the weight you lost. You're probably good at following a diet. You probably have that in place, but you don't have good habits and good behaviors around that. So as soon as you hop off the diet, then you immediately get back on it and then you rebound. They're basically objection handling this. Another part, really important part of quizzes and cold traffic funnels in general, like advertorials and listicles and things like that. So good objection handling and info / education step here. Scientific reports, 78% of participants using Noom lost weight over a 6-month study. Obviously, again, reinforcing with authority, reinforcing with social proof, reinforcing with independent studies always helps. And if you can use these properly at the right steps with the right info, they're going to help massively with getting people through and trusting what you're telling them. Let's go to the next step. So the next step here, what area do you want to focus on in your plan? Here again, trying to branch out of just weight loss. So branching weight loss out in nutrition, physical activity, and building good habits. So there is a kind of physical part to it, and then there's a mental part to it. The nutrition, the physical activity, the workouts, and then the mental part, building good habits and behaviors around actually losing weight and then keeping it off after you lose it. So really important part to encompass everything that the customer persona going through this might go through when trying to lose weight. Let's select, for example, physical activity and building good habits. Let's click on next. Having something to look forward to can be a big motivator to stick to your plan. Do you have an important event coming up? Really common question you see in this type of quizzes. They're trying to basically tie your goal, tie your commitment, tie the thing you say you want to achieve to an actual event where you want to show up as the best version of yourself. Really, really strong emotional mechanism here to get people to commit strongly to what you're showing them, tying their goal, tying what they want, tying their dream outcome to an actual event where they need to show up as the best version of themselves, and it really, really works. It's a really good emotional mechanism to use. So for example, we have a vacation where we want to show up really good. They're going to ask you the date of this event, and they're going to use this date when they're actually building the summary. So using all of your data, all of your answers, when you give them the date, they're going to use that date to frame how you're going to, the rate at which you're going to lose weight, and how they're going to structure your program based on the information you give them here. So if you give them a date, let's say for example, we have it in June, 19th of June, that's fine. Next, this is your plan designed to work at your pace. So again, going strong on personalization. So knowing you as only you can, which pace would you prefer? They're trying to structure and understand what kind of is your what's the way you lean to on stuff like this, on how fast you want to achieve your goals. If you want to go at your pace or kind of slow, if you want it to be as fast as possible. Again, trying to understand your identity fully and your persona fully. Let's say in this case, slow and steady wins the race. Social proof step, sticking to deadline can be our new, makes it easy. Social proof here from a person that's went through the program, and again, reinforcing everything always with authority and actual data that backs this up. So new users that also adopt a healthy lifestyle typically lose 0.5 to 1 kgs per week. Next question is about GLP-1s. Very popular solution right now to lose weight. Mentioning all of the medications that here that might be part of this GLP-1 right here. They're trying to understand again what would be like, obviously the stuff like this, if you intake stuff like this and then also have a healthy lifestyle and match it with workout and diet, you're going to have a much faster rate of weight loss than probably other people. So again, trying to handle for every possible variation. So again, people taking GLP-1, really important when talking about weight loss and when going to a weight loss quiz, obviously. And then we have a loading step right here. They're not wasting space and time, even on loading steps. They are giving you social proof. They're giving you authority based on the data they actually have. And so here it's a graph based on how much weight loss you can expect using Noom against just using your own diet or your own program or something, doing something by yourself. Email step, as you can see, if you notice, 70 kg, which is the weight, the goal weight we put in. So they're using all of the data, they're reusing it back and personalizing basically every single step of this. Let's just give them just a random email to go through this, see my results. And let's go through the next steps. So here we have is the first summary / personalization step. We predict you'll be 70 kg by 18th of August and lose 10 kg by the vacation. Here, they're doing a really good job of managing your expectations. Managing expectations is really important when you propose, so when you have solutions and products that will help you achieve something in the future. Managing expectations of how long it will take and how consistent you need to be and what you'll need to do in this time to achieve your goal. They're managing your expectation in the sense that even if you give them the date of your vacation or the event that you're going to attend where you need to be the best version of yourself, they're telling you you're not going to be able to reach your goal weight by the date, but by the date you'll have achieved this, which already helps massively with getting people going. Because if people feel that even if they don't reach the ultimate goal, which in this case is 70 kg, even if they reach that date or that event or that future thing where they need to be at the best version of themselves, even if they can lose some weight, even if they can get going, even they can be a little bit better, it's going to help massively mentally, because people tend to just not do stuff at all if they feel like there's no way out or there's no way to get it done in a certain period, in a certain time frame. By framing it this way, they're doing a really good job of getting a strong commitment from people, because they're managing their expectation and they're telling them, even if you don't get your goal by this date, you're still going to lose a lot of weight from the point you're at currently. So yeah, this is a really, really good step here. Really good personalization step using all of the data we gave them so far. And that they're doing a good job here at managing expectation and personalizing this specifically to the person. So by watching this as a third party, as someone that's not the customer persona, if I needed a solution, if I needed something like this because I'm someone that needs to lose weight, then I would be really, really bought in at this point. So after the first summary, you have a behavioral profile quiz. This is something that I've hardly seen in any other quizzes about weight loss, or any other brand or company that offers weight loss and has a quiz as a lender. They're not just getting you or first getting to understand you and your persona around weight loss, but they're also trying to understand your behavior, what are your mental models, your mental frames, your frameworks for life, your ideas for life. And this is really important in this case, and this is something obviously that's will be based around what's the product you're selling, what's the angle you're using to sell your product, what are the goals and the problems, what are the problems that your product solves. But for something like weight loss, behavior is obviously a really, really big part of it. It's not just like you get on a diet, you just lose weight, and then it's over. It's weight loss, the behavioral part of it, the mental part of it, and the mindset around it is probably as much as important as having a good diet and working out. So having a behavioral profile quiz will definitely help them. First of all, it will frame the visitor into a specific mindset that they have, where they know that even with this specific mental model, they still can get help from them. And second, they will give Noom a lot of data and a lot of info that's more in depth on their customer persona. So let's go through this and see how it is. First of all, I really like the input type here. Not a lot of times you see very like custom inputs like these in quizzes, because usually, and I always say this a lot when talking with 7 to 9 figures e-commerce DTC brands, a lot of people just use apps, out of brands just use apps. It comes out as something that's really poor looking, not really good in terms of inputs. They can't really do much in terms of actual inputs, so what to put there in the quiz, and they also do look really bad. So that's why we build all of them custom, and we can build input types like these and build stuff like these that you'll not find anywhere in any app around currently. So yeah, again, if you're looking for something like this, you can book a call in the first link in the description with me. But yeah, behavior profile quiz. They're basically they're giving you two options, and they're getting you to agree a little bit, or the most with one or the other. They're trying to frame you into a specific mental model, so they have information and data on the customer profile. So I want to, let's say in this case, for weight loss, the goal might be reach a lower weight or change my lifestyle to a healthier one. So just weight or change your overall lifestyle and your overall life to something healthier. So let's say this one, achieving my weight goal is important for progress in other areas of my life, doesn't affect other areas of my life. Here, most people are going to obviously select is important for progress in other areas of my life. Is weight loss is not just about the weight, it's not just about the health, it's about a whole load of things, like confidence. If you have a better body, if you have a better physique, you're probably more confident in yourself, you do better probably at your job, and then obviously all of these things have an effect on a lot of different things. So your work, your job, having your relationships, all of these things. They're, besides all of the things I said at the beginning, so framing you into a certain mental model and getting information for you, they're also getting you to understand that this is important because it doesn't just affect your health and just your weight, just your body. It affects a million different other things in your life. That's why it's important that you commit to this and you go through this. So again, very strong tool here to getting people to commit, which, as I've said, is the main goal and the ultimate goal of quizzes. I would love my body the same no matter my weight. More if I were to achieve my weight goal, they're getting them to understand and to realize and to accept and to say to themselves that a better body would help them, like achieving their weight goal will help them love their body more, love themselves more, which is a thing obviously that's really important for self-actualization and for the personality of someone. So really important here. The sixth step, so the sixth question here, weight loss management is my ultimate goal, a means to a different health goal. So again, tying weight loss, not just weight loss by itself, but to a lot of other things that being overweight or obese might cause. So blood pressure, joint pain, and all of the other medical problems that obesity or being overweight leads to. So obviously, again, an option that a lot of people might select here if they're the customer persona for this. When it comes to working toward my weight goal, I feel constantly motivated. My motivation goes up and down. Probably it's going to be the answer for most. If you were constantly motivated to lose weight, then you probably would have already lost it. So again, they're also using this as a tool to handle some objections implicitly. They're not specifically telling you since your motivation goes up and down, then you need to follow through with this. You'll basically realize it by yourself. If you're working to your weight goal, towards your weight goal, but your motivation goes up and down, then you need something that helps you getting through it, even if your motivation goes up and down. So that's the important part here, the mental frame about it. Good health is having energy, vitality, not having health problems, issues, basically getting you to say what do you want out of this. So just not having health problems and issues and being normal, or being overly energetic, being very vital, having a lot of vitality in you, and a lot of these things. And a lot of people obviously were going to try to get the most, the biggest outcome out of this. So being really energetic, having a lot of vitality in them, and being full of life. A weight loss program could teach me something new. Probably wouldn't teach me anything new about how to lose or maintain weight. Probably most people are going to obviously select could teach me something new. And the last question here, when it comes to weight loss programs, I need one to reach my weight goals. I don't need one, and can figure out how to achieve my weight goals on my own. If people get to the step into the quits, they obviously understand, they realize that they need someone to help, or something that helps them get to their weight goal. So here the step after you complete the behavioral quits, and they give you your behavioral profile. So structure seeker, you're ready to get with the program, hungry for innovation and invigoration, you will succeed in a new promising environment. And here, one thing that's really important is new stuff is always sketchy, you know. There's always the shiny object syndrome. So when you're getting faced with something new, a new way of solving a problem, a new way of achieving something, you're always excited about it because it's something you've never tried before. Here they're basically prefacing this to you. They're telling you, with the new program you're going to get from us, with the new thing that you're going to get from us, you're going to achieve your goals, you're going to succeed, and you're going to be invigorated, and you're going to innovate yourself going through this. Next steps, we'll build on your behavioral profile by understanding what a happy weight might look like for you. Another really good input type and step of the quiz in general is basically yes or no answers and yes or no statements. So do you relate to the statement below? And the statement says, my weight has affected my ability to socialize or engage with friends and family. They're trying to obviously attach all of these issues and all of these things that I mentioned before with your weight and with your weight loss journey. So again, being overweight or obese might affect your confidence and things like that, which might in turn affect your social circle, your friends, your family, your relationships. So the sooner you realize that your weight problem is causing all of these other problems, the sooner you're going to get on board with this, the sooner you're going to commit mentally to this. So they're doing basically this by asking these questions, by asking these yes or no statements, and by asking yes or no, there is no ambiguity, there is no kind of like doubt. It's either yes or no. So you either understand and realize of the issues that your weight problem is causing you, or you don't. And if you realize it, you're going to commit to this because it's going to solve that problem and give you the life that you want. Once you go through all of these questions, yes or no statements here, they do a really clever thing here. In the first summary step, they told you're going to lose this amount of weight by this date. After answering all of the questions, they use all of the new set of answers, set of data to repersonalize it again and basically tell you, based on your answers, you predict you can hit your weight loss goal a little sooner. Basically, they told you they underestimated you in the first summary, in the first profile, And with the new data, with the new information that you give them, with the new answers, they actually tell you you're going to lose weight faster and get to your goal sooner than what they told you before. So I don't know what if they're doing this based on like the vacation date or the dates where you want to actually achieve your weight goal or the event. It's a very, very clever thing and a very clever way to use the information, the dates, and all of the stuff that the customer gave you. I have never seen actually this before. So usually on quizzes, when you complete the summary and you complete the quiz and you get the summary profile, then after that you get redirected to the offer immediately. It's the first time we're actually seeing 2 times the same summary profile, and the second one telling you we actually predict you're going to do this a little sooner than we first predicted based on the new answers you gave us. So a really, really clever step here, and we're probably going to use and implement this for our client. Again, doubling down on info and education steps. Restrictive diets often fail, creating a yo-yo effect. They explain to you why restrictive dieting is not going to work. You just need to leave it behind and commit to something new that is going to actually help you keep this habit in the long term. So again, handling objections with the steps and with everything around the quiz. They're explaining to you the concept of caloric density. So you probably, if you're into weight loss, you might know already about calories, but about caloric density. So what calories are actually about based on the food weight, which is something that a lot of people might not know about calories. They know calories, but they don't know about caloric density. So actually expanding on the angle and on something they might already know about losing weight. And here is finally the actual loading step with all of the answers and all of the questions we went throughout the quiz. So demographic profile, weight loss goal, weight loss history, eating and nutrition, fitness, health, holistic health, connection, understanding behavior change. Everything we went through, they're analyzing all of these answers, and throughout the actual loading of the personalized summary and the last part of the quiz, at certain percentage of loading, they're going to ask you questions like these. This is something we also implement for quizzes we build for 7, 8, and 9-figure brands at CROEvolution. So for example, the quiz here is there a history of heart disease or diabetes in your extended family? These probably are questions that are going to shape and help around how they actually build the plan for you. And as you can see, they're loading through all of the answers. This gives a very strong personalization feeling. You eat at roughly the same time for each meal every day. Again, personalizing more and more, getting more answers and more data on your behavior and on their customer profile. Very typical when your feet are sitting for most of the day. Again, more information, more data. Really cool introduction here to the actual personalized plan. As you can see, this little slideshow with all of the information personalized based on what we give them, the vacation, the goal weight, and the starting weight and all of these things. So here we finally are on the offer step where we actually see the offer and actually pay and the checkout page. So the offer here is a 14-day trial. As you can see, all of the information is personalized. So lose 15 kg by the 3rd of June with all of the data that we gave on current weight, goal weight, and the event date. Continue developing healthy habits to keep the weight off after reaching your goal. Again, as we saw throughout the quiz, feel comfortable and confident in your body. Pre-course enhancements offer, giving you obviously some FOMO and some urgency here. Sign up in the next 15 minutes and you get all of your course enhancements for free. Very strong urgency point here and a FOMO point. You're going to get more stuff if you get through this and if you pay in the next 15 minutes. Lose 15 kg for the vacation on 19th of June 2026. This already, I'm not the customer persona for this, but this feels extremely good. Like, it feels really good to read that I'm going to lose this amount of weight by the event. That's really important for me on a certain date. It just feels really good, and I'm not the customer persona for this. So think about how good and how hopeful and emotional this feels for someone that's actually looking for this. This is really good, and personalization done well definitely helps a lot with commitment and with the quiz performance. So this was the entire quiz structure for Noom. Hopefully you can take away some things from this very long quiz and apply it to your funnels and the landing pages you learn traffic to with your ads. If you want something similar built for your brand, we help 7, 8, and 9-figure e-commerce DTC brands build cold traffic funnels that help them convert traffic more profitably on the front end. So if you want something like this built for you, then click the first link in the description, book a call with me, and on the call I will show you a specific plan on how we can build this same thing and build cold traffic profitable funnels for your brand on the go. See you on